excellence. Buckle on my back, Mythic squad on the chest. It's the Mythic squad. It's the Mythic squad. It's the Mythic Squad.
Y'all, it's Mythic Thursday. You know who you're hanging with. We got the big guy in the house, Mr. Frisky Fox himself. We got Ogre Abroad. We got Mosh, the king of pets. We got Beave, the king of logs. And Starbuck, the servant. Here we go. We are ready today, and we got a good stream today. We're so excited to have you on, Frisky Fox. This has been a dream of ours. I can't believe that just a few months ago, we were all talking about, someday we're going to have Frisky Fox on. And that happened to be August 17th, 2023, when Jewel was on the rise. Welcome, Frisky. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. So
really
glad
happy to be
here.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you.
All good. You're welcome anytime, my guy. Anytime.
For sure. And we got Fox here for at least an hour at least. So we're gonna jump right into it. As we said, I'm not sharing my screen. Here we go. Present and there. How's that?
It's
Y'all see me?
good. Yep.
All right. Welcome, Frisky Fox, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the creator of DefiKingdoms. We got a lot of questions that came from the community. Thank you all for following the Mythic Squad. If you already hit that like button, thank you. And if you subscribe, thank you even more. Here we go. First off, before we jump into Frisky Fox, our honored guest, we're going to give him some time to capitulate some of those thoughts while we jump into this. And Beave is going to go over the Beave's logs from today's AMAs, starting off with go ahead, Beaves.
Singularity. Okay, so I love that this is at the forefront because I think timing is everything, and onboarding new players and making it seamless is the way. So I'm for this. This is one of the things I pulled from the AMA that was super important to me, and I think super important to DFK. Future,
yeah, so this is similar to what we have with Swipelux. Swipelux is, I think, everywhere but the United States, and then Singularity helps us just cover the entire world. Is that right, Fox?
Yeah, that's we're excited because our strategy is to basically have a lot of different options for players to get onboarded. And so we do want to have worldwide coverage, and we have two and probably even more to come that I can't really announce yet. But there's a lot of options, and that's our goal there.
Awesome. So just to clarify, maybe I heard it wrong, but I thought you said it backwards. That Singularity, I believe, is global, and then Swipelux is Europe and Asia, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So Singularity, as I understand it, they actually have a lot of different partners as well that they can sort of have a lot of coverage. And Swipelux has the ongoing promotion right now for like 0 fees. And they were our first mover. So, there's a lot of excitement there. and we've got that contest going on too with the airdrop that we're doing. So that's exciting as well.
Okay, awesome. And then next, Beave, what you got for us?
Crafting. This is something that I'm personally super excited for because I come from the gamer background, and I know games economies are sought after, right? So it's cool to know that it's all dropping at once, folks. So,
yep. Yeah, so we were wondering if crafting was going to drop off in layers, kind of like, questing was. First there was fishing and foraging, then they added gardening and mining. But it sounds like everything's going to come out at once. And then Hubert actually went into a little bit more elaboration, saying that you're going to need some skills that, maybe you're going to need additional heroes that have different crafting, because some of the ingredients that you need to make a certain item aren't just going to come from one. Maybe you need like wood to make a pommel, or leather crafting to make a grip, and blacksmithing to make the blade. I don't know. That's our speculation light, but we're going to need these crafters, and they're going to make a big difference in the game and how we perform. And we already heard before that these weapons aren't going to be permanent. They're going to have some durability, and there's going to be ways to extend that. And crafting is going to be huge if you want to be out there schwacking in PvE and PvP. All right, let's go. The big one. Here we go. Beeves.
Clayton Proposal. So they're in the vetting process now, 1 week, right? And so that's good news. That's good news for everybody. You got anything additional on this, Fox?
Yeah, just shout out to Bolon, who's been way amazing in basically heading up this proposal along with Mr. Zipper. He's amazing as well, and it's just super high quality. If you like read through it, it's just really well done, and they spent a lot of time and they had a lot of drafts on that. So shout out to them. Also about crafting, I'm super excited about crafting. I played Final Fantasy 11, and I was a goldsmith, and I just spent so much time trying to get all the materials and trying to turn a profit in the auction house. And that's just such a fun, it's sort of like a game within a game, right? And I really love that about it. And it was fun to have my low-level hero sneak into some of the high-level zones, trying to avoid aggro because I would just get spanked, and trying to get those rare ores and things that I could use to like create swords that I needed. So I'm super stoked about crafting. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait, man.
Is that still tied to land, or is that are they going? I know there was talk about possibly tying that to land.
So
I wouldn't be opposed to
a lot about that, but land is something that I'm stoked about as well, for some of the same reasons.
Fox is bullish on land.
That's a happy giggle from Ogre, just so you know.
Yeah, and whatever you can't tell us about land, just feel free. Hubert's asleep, I promise.
Yeah, he's definitely asleep. You don't got to worry about it.
He's probably going to text me here in a minute. Shut up.
You know he's watching.
No, we're playing light today. All right. And with that, big update. I know you're excited about this as much as we are. DFK Duel Season 5 King of the Hill came out. Shout out to Cujo who puts these together. We wouldn't know what to capture from the AMA. So we appreciate you, Cujo, for putting this together for us. But if you have your team knocked out, then you must wait a certain amount of time prior to being challenged. Champions get 5% of the profit from duels, and the buzz around the community is everybody's loving the champions mode. Fox, how are you feeling about it early in the season?
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. It adds a whole other aspect to duels that we didn't have before. A more direct way to like fight against each other. In season 1, I don't know if you guys remember, but in like season 1, we had more of a like each player was sort of like real time ish, so you would have that head to head feeling more. And then but it also had a lot of problems with like matchmaking. There just wasn't a lot of pools, and sometimes you get matched with someone who was way out of your league or whatever. So we fixed that by this other approach, but it kind of reduced the amount of real head to head feeling. And so this kind of brings that back, and I'm super excited about that because you have like the bragging rights, like I'm the champion, come at me, bro, and how we set it up. And I had sort of like the idea for all of this stuff, but then I brought it to our committee with like Hubert and Magnus and Dreamer and Bolon and Sachet, and they were like, yeah, that's great, and let's also like make it way cooler by doing this and this and this and this. And they had all these really good ideas, and so that's what had like the stuff with the bounty was created from that, and then the timeout on like redueling, because I was like, how do we stop someone from just, oh, I'm not champion anymore, I'm going to immediately go and reduel? And that was Hubert had some awesome ideas there. So it's really like a team effort, and really pleased with how it turned out. I liked to see that every time I look at it, there's someone else there. You know, it's not just the same person, which is awesome. And I also was very impressed. There was somebody hit Mythic 3 on the first day.
Cat, man. Carrot Cat.
And,
Don't
yeah,
mess with Carrot Cat,
Super
man.
Chad,
Carrot
Carrot Cat. That's how you got to say his name.
Super Chat.
King.
There you go. Yeah, he actually
That
like
dude.
messaged me after, and he's like, "Here's this." I was like, "Dude, that's crazy." But that's maybe something that we'll tweak in season 6, because I don't know if we want it to be possible on the first day.
Yeah.
He's
But-
going to be the guy to exploit that. You know,
Right.
he's
Like,
got
at the
all the
start when there's not a
capital,
lot of players, and
heroes, everything. He's got all the assets behind it.
but I'm pleased with how it turned out, and I think it's going to be really cool to see over the whole season. We'll have some really good data about how many challenges there were, how many crystals and like jade were spent on those challenges, and how much was earned in bounties and all that type of stuff, and see what we need to tweak. But it's going to be really cool to see that data.
You've won me back, because I was out of duels since season 2, and I'm like almost certain I'm starting up tomorrow. So
You had me at pets.
This
you know
is
what
some
I'm
cool
saying?
stuff.
Like,
I'm
that
glad
was
you
a good
guys-
call.
glad you guys have the whole team putting their input in, and you guys are all listening to each other. Makes for some cool stuff.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, we appreciate you. So yeah, season 5 is on and pumping. Hoping to see you all there. If you haven't started yet, please wait in at least one more day so I can get a little higher on the leaderboards. But here we go.
And apparently, Frisky Bolon was tasked from Hubert to keep an eye on you. So
I already commissioned a bunch of people to distract him in the chat. So we're good.
Yeah.
Just basically take everything I say with a grain of salt, because if I say something and then Hubert comes back and says, actually, listen to Hubert.
whatever Fox says is final, guys. You heard it here on Mythic Squad stream.
All right. So a couple big things. You know, the Bazaar. This was mentioned on George, I Am George, Crypto's RS stream. I didn't get to catch that one. Ogre, what'd you hear from that?
So he mentioned that he was talking to Fox. I don't know how much he is actually talking to Fox, but he mentioned something that I had heard Fox mention in earlier AMAs, which is that what we see in the Bazaar is not the end state at all. It is merely the foundation for what George referred to as a cross-chain swap. So I don't know if it'll be integrated even more closely with Synapse or something like that, to where you don't even have to go to Synapse. You just go to the Bazaar from Polygon, and you can buy Jewel with your Matic directly at the Bazaar as like a little outpost on Polygon or something. I don't know. Bit of speculation there. Fox, could you clarify?
No, I can't actually talk.
Damn it.
There's one thing I cannot comment on, and I'm kind of surprised that there was already comments about it. So yeah, that's all I'll say for now. But I am stoked about the Bazaar. It's such a cool new thing that we have in our game, and it's really great to see how it's being used and have it sort of be a testing ground for like this style of decks. And you know, I've spoken about outposts in the past and like some of our plans for those, and you know, I think a lot of the things that we're pioneering will actually find a place in some of those outposts and stuff. So
I like that word you used there, Fox. Pioneering.
yeah, we're all pioneers here. I mean, you, me, like we're all so early here in this space, and it's amazing when you look at all the people that just think everything is Bitcoin, you know, and there's just so much going on here. All of us are here early, so
right on, man.
Well,
utility breeds value, and you guys are all about utility, and that's literally what brought me to DFK. was the fact that you guys focus on utility on everything and the layers on the NFTs, all of it. So
That and Johnny can't shout out Iron Belly.
Yeah, he's the one that got us all in there. OG Iron Belly for sure.
Yeah, no
I
Iron Belly,
watched
no
from the
Mosh,
sidelines
no
for like
Starbuck,
4 months because I was
Beave.
afraid of DeFi. I thought it was a scam. I didn't know what the fuck it was, but I'm sure glad I jumped in because it's an awesome community and an incredible project. So
We're glad you guys did too.
Expeditions. How far do you think expeditions are out, Fox?
Probably not as far as some people might think.
Yes.
Very safe answer.
Right? Like there has to be someone out there thinking it's never going to come, right? But no, I know that Magnus has been hard at work at that, and there's a lot of cool things that I'm excited about there. Oh, there goes Bolon saying 8 months or less. So
Yes. Heck, Leo.
yeah. I'm just
All
watching your body language, Fox. I'm not even paying attention to what Bolon's BS is in the chat because I don't believe anything it says.
BS stands for Bolon Sauron. Get it right.
Exactly.
I think
Right,
it's
here we go.
Bolon scatology, isn't it?
Something like that.
And then this dropped this week, a little teaser from the pervy horse himself, Mr. Workhorse. Observation, question, and experimentation. How is that going to play a part in Scholar? We will see. I'm excited for that one, and it's coming out soon. I know Too Honest is probably excited for that too. He has a Gen Zero, legendary Scholar Gen Zero. Shout out About Life podcast. And before we get into our questions, it looks like we got a letter from Fox from the future that we're going to read. It came from some magical time traveling thing. And this is from Frisky Fox. And you guys can tell it's from Frisky Fox because he signed it right there. Frisky Fox, is that your signature?
it's legit to me. I mean, I think future me must have been really smart to send it to you guys. So,
I like that you wrote it in colored pencil in purple. Your kids are awesome. Shout out Fox's kids and the rest of the Cubs. Here we go. Here's Fox's letter. It says, Dear Starbuck, thank you so much for having me on the stream in 2023. I gotta say the Mythic squad is an expletive. Good time. Thank you for also reminding me to catch the next episodes of About Life podcasts and office hours with Styx intern. You're welcome. Those G's are awesome. When I originally came up with DefiKingdoms, I had always hoped that someday good people that do good things would have a good time playing a good game in Web3. I'm happy to see that our dream come true. Thank you for believing in the team and bearing through the tough times so you could experience the greatest times now. Mythic vibes from the moon. Frisky Fox. Oh, there's a PS. I'm going to read this from Mr. Fox. PS, shout out to the homies. Styx intern, Too Honest, Skiller 55, Johnny at Cal, Crypto Baby H, Cupid Scholar, Ellie Fox, Green Go Gamer, Master Park, Naked Steve Former, Darth Warpath, Destroyer Dids, Dread Pirate Rob, Dr. J, Eggy223, Furpies, Ham, Hope, Heffenstein, Iron Belly, Kimmy Loki's Crypto Mass, Masimoto, Nune, Rioter, Spiky, Stomposaurus, Wiggly Mosh, Justice Beaver, and Ogre Abroad. Thank you for shouting out the pack. We love that the most.
Yeah, baby.
definitely
Love it.
I'm going to frame that letter because someday that's going to be the best part of this stream.
So that should be an NFT. You should take a picture of it and make it an NFT.
There you go.
Consider that done.
I'm just really happy
so
that
much
like
he had to leave.
future me isn't actually trying to drop any alpha either. So good.
We're already winning at that point.
Hey, I think that that's got Hubert's name written all over it. And with that, we've got questions for Fox. And again, this came from the community. I want to be respectful of your time. We got 38 minutes and we're going to make the most of it. So here we go. We're going to rattle these off. If I'm on the right screen. What is this?
That doesn't look like anything to me.
It's like a bullet hole in glass.
That's what I thought. You can't tell us anything more about this symbol that we're seeing all over DFK.
What symbol? I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a singularity, boys.
For the love of Zeus, you see it. I see it. Tune in next time. We figure out what this black hole means. All right, next, bots. What are your thoughts on bots? Like them, love them, hate them, need them, gotta go. Where we go?
Yeah, I've got a love-hate relationship with it, I guess. So I started out with my coding even just by creating bots for FF11, and I very quickly found out that was more fun than playing FF11 for me. Was just optimizing my bot and tweaking it and like trying to get things to work. And that was when I was like, hey, I should be probably writing code because that's actually what I enjoy. But actually, here's a little interesting anecdote. Hubert was actually a friend of mine back then, and he hated that I had a bot, and I was like, it's not cheating if you write the bot yourself. Like I wasn't just downloading some I was building it myself. And honestly, I spent way more time writing the bot than I actually spent using the bot. So it was a net negative as far as my progress in the game. But the blockchain is interesting because it's an open ledger, right? Anyone can interface. It's an open API too, for the most part. So it's like you can create bots or have anyone do anything, and you can't really control that. And that's kind of the point of it. So do I hate bots? No. But I also want to make sure that we're creating an experience with the game that you don't need a bot to enjoy it. That's like really high on my list there, because what's the point of just having a game that's just a bunch of bots playing against a bunch of bots? And in the crypto space and probably the stock market too, that's kind of where we're trending. Like it's going to be bots trading against bots, and AI like in the future will outtrade all of us, and that's probably where it's going. But for games, it's a little different. Like why do bots need to play a game? It should be enjoyable. It should be fun. It should be a good experience. But I can understand it because we're not just a game. We're a real world economy that's inside of a game, and no one's tried this before. So you just got to kind of like deal with it, and have something for everyone. Have it be an enjoyable game for those that just want to play the game, and have really cool, real like world economic activities that is there for those that are into that stuff. And everyone will have their own thing that they like to do. It's kind of like Ready Player One. You'll have this whole like world where you could be a crafter who enjoys crafting, or someone who likes dueling, or someone who likes to do stuff with guilds and land and stuff, so there's something for everyone.
And this is why I love DFK Helper, because it allows me to focus on the things that I love in the game and really pour myself into it and go all into it. There's so many layers to this game that I feel like botting or automation in some form is inevitable. Like, I'm sure you guys are working on it. Don't smile.
This is where
like if I wasn't so busy building the game, I'd probably be creating bots because that like I love that stuff, and it's really cool to see how far you can push that envelope.
Yeah 100.
Well, when do we see all builders in the castle?
Like just community builders, you mean, or what?
Well, even ones that are involved with automation, because I think quality of life improvements for the longevity of this game are super important to all of us, right?
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I was thinking like terms and conditions for projects with automation or something like that, because we don't want to gain competitive edges, more so quality of life and focus on what we love in this game and what we're passionate about, right?
There's some really good tools out there that have been built by really awesome people. And I like won't name any names, but honestly, everyone who's built something for this, you're my hero. Like, I don't care what you built.
I love it.
There's some good stuff out there. Our criteria for being listed in the castle, there's nothing in there that has any mention of bots. Like, we don't care if you build a bot. We care about making sure that we put things in there that are going to be very safe for our players to use. And so that's our main criteria. And so I think we're trying to build things right now that will allow that to be possible, because currently like it's hard to make a good bot that's also like very trustless, and so that's one thing that we're concerned about. But
valid. Valid.
That's the main criteria.
Yeah. I just love everybody in this community that is making the DFK world turn around. And literally, I'm just speaking from personal experience with the bots too. It's really helped me focus on my YouTube thing that's about DFK. It's really helped me focus on hero building, which I'm passionate about too, right? But I get where you guys are coming from. I just like showing everybody love. Like I appreciate all the work you guys do. So I like to show you love.
If he could hug you right now, Fox, he'd jump through the
He'd be
screen.
like cringe hugging you.
I
It'd
would.
be a soft grind. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah.
I love all you guys, literally.
Awkwardly long too. I promise you.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Target
Win
gas.
together. Win together. That's
Okay.
that's the motto.
Did Target gas just drop?
We have not changed target gas.
Okay. Gas has been suspiciously low. We've had that. That's a community question, but you've got your answer. They did not change target gas.
Yeah. I will say though that there's all kinds of variables that go into gas, and there's certain ways to like optimize how you do things to sort of make that happen. And I know like DFK Helper, for example, has spent a lot of time on like optimizing things there. So that's awesome. It's also kind of like it's a two-edged sword because we like those are there for a reason to ensure that the chain doesn't get overloaded.
Right.
But it's always sort of a very careful balancing act. So we're always like monitoring that and trying to see what we can do. We already pushed the envelope a ton. We're sort of beyond what Avalabs has sort of like said, here's what you should shoot for. And we're like, let's push the envelope even more. And Avalabs has been amazing, and they've been like helping us every step of the way, which is awesome. But we do a lot more gas than any other network out there, including C-Chain and Ethereum and others. So we want to make sure that that's sustainable, not just for the current time, but for the future, because how the blockchain works is you've got the whole history and like ledger there, and it just grows. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It doesn't ever get smaller, really. So we do have to be cognizant of that for the future as well. And that's part of the whole stuff that we take into consideration with this.
Sure. I mean, that's something I want to myself get more familiar with. Like I see these conversations happening in the DFK general. Shout out to Zellies. Zellies was leading that charge, but I don't feel myself being expert in that field, so it's hard for me to weigh in. But got to understand that we want the chain to stay healthy. Definitely, there's a lot more science behind it than we understand. But again, we appreciate you keeping it low as you can.
I have a lot of respect out there for Zealous. He's really dedicated to what he's building and always adding features and stuff. And I like that.
Dude,
He's got that passion too. He's got that passion.
He does, yeah.
He made brochures, and the dude was on a mission at 3XP. Thousands of brochures.
Oh, yeah.
And was just bringing people back to the booth left and right.
Yeah.
It got me pumped, man. I love the guy.
Sure did.
It's amazing. Yeah. He's awesome.
DFK Helper runs the Mythic Squad's guild account, so shout out to Helper. If you're thinking about DFK Helper and you're on the fence and you want to use them, use the Mythic Squad's referral link. It helps us.
Yeah, and Beave's done all the research. It's approved.
Beave's done all the research. DFK Helper, best there is, best
You're
there
on
was,
mute,
best there ever will be.
So
You're
plus
on
one
mute.
on that one. I did a lot of research before I jumped in there because the whole giving up my private keys and relinquishing control of my account scared the bejesus out of me. I'm not going to lie. But they've got a real world brick and mortar company behind that. So, I mean, they're doxed. You could go out there. Like if you're scared of allowing that access to DFK Helper and that's why you're not doing it, I strongly suggest you rethink.
It's a personal. It's
the best one out there. I personally use it.
Yeah, it's a personal choice. And
Truth.
I broke bread with Zellies and his wife, so yeah, he's fully doxed. I know where he lives. All that. He's amazing.
And there's a company behind it. Like you could legitimately sue him if he took your stuff.
Yeah, no, facts.
Weird. So on my screen, there's like a mouse in the middle of the screen, like over here. Oh, weird. Okay, it just disappears. All right, cool. Anyways, next, VR. Could you envision there ever being a VR space for DefiKingdoms?
I remember like, what was it? 2 or 3 weeks after we launched, someone already had a VR room set up with like the Scarlet Hearth or something. And it was Q. It was Q for Quantum. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he's an awesome guy, and he was very interested in that. Yeah, I think that there's definitely like Ready Player One is something that I've talked about a lot on AMAs and elsewhere as sort of an inspiration for some of this stuff, and that's basically exactly what this is, like having a whole other world that you can live in. And I could see that in like the future, not just for this game, but for all of like the metaverse sort of things that we're sort of trending towards here as like a blockchain world. I could for sure see that.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
What about AR, augmented reality version of DefiKingdoms? There's been a lot of accelerations in the AR space as well. Do you see AR playing a part in DefiKingdoms in the future, and how could that expand the Web3 space?
Yeah, interesting. I'm sort of like envisioning like hatching pets in the real world, kind of like Pokemon Go or something. But let's see.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think augmented reality is going to see a lot more traction in the coming future. I mean, look, Apple just launched those big old ski goggles, right? And that's more of like a VR thing, but I think it can also do augmented reality as well. And I think once you get those into a form factor that's like the size of like some shades or something, then that's going to really take off.
Very
Love it.
cool.
I'd love it. I've been seeing so many AR things lately, and I could just see it happening pretty soon. So that'd be just amazing. I could just imagine walking your dog or something. You got your AR glasses. You're like gathering XP from like just walking. It gives you a reason to be on the blockchain. That XP grows. You find a freaking crystal or even a ragweed on your walk, and you pick it up. And how cool would that be if you could just literally change the real world with the AR world? Anyways.
Yeah, no, it's like everyone's their own hero. They have to go out on quests and go mining and all those stuff.
Speaking of, if you were a hero in DFK, which hero would you be?
I would be a dragon. I love dragons. I was actually really stoked about. I think my favorite hero, besides my Frida Farwolf, is the first dragoon that I summoned. It was a shiny dragoon, and it's the first shiny dragoon that was summoned. It's just a common, but it holds a special place in my heart because of that.
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Right. Well, I don't know why the community wants to know this, but I promised I would ask. They want to know if you're into boxers, boxer briefs, or whitey tighties.
Commando all the way, man.
Commando? Commando?
We don't need that.
I fucking knew it, dude.
The fox is agile, man. He's got to stay
I've
agile.
never seen a fox with underwear on. That's just what I want.
True. Kind of
Good
like
answer.
Sergeant Filthy McNasty. That guy doesn't wear pants either. It's crazy.
All right, here we go. Yeah, Sergeant Filthy McNasty. There's a reason why he's got his name. He's just as nasty as he is filthy, and we love
Well, they
it.
just got a new AKA for Frisky. It's Frisky Fox.
There you go. There you
like
go.
that.
I tell you what, but I give you this advice from spending some serious time in the desert. When you're running commando, never trust a fart.
Amen.
Don't wear pants with zippers.
All right.
Ever.
Yeah.
Frisky Fox. Speaking of Frisky, how did you get the name Frisky Fox?
Well, so it's the crypto space. There's so many cool like characters out there that everyone knows, but nobody knows who they really are. And that's sort of what I was going for at the start. It's like, how cool is that to have this alter persona, which in practice is actually very hard to do. but so I was just like, I want to choose a name that's got nothing to do with me, my real person. So everyone's like, why choose that? Is it like something like, do you like foxes or is there something in your past? No, it's just completely random. Like Frisky Fox. It's like I was trying to think of something that was just random that didn't point back to me in any way. Because that was the whole idea. Like have this alter persona that I could just be and do. And so it's interesting though, because like a year later, I was reading a bedtime story to my kid, and it's a story we've had for like 5 years. I don't know. It's like a book, and one of the characters was named Frisky Fox. I was like, oh, maybe that entered into my subconscious somewhere along the way, and that's why I thought of it. So there's a little bit of background there, but
Origin story.
I actually do like foxes. They're cool, and the whole part about Frisky, I was basically just like trying to go for alliteration, right? Like having FF, like, and Frisky means playful, right? And so that's what I was going for. But Frisky also means other things in like Europe or UK, and I mean,
we all know how B Rabbit got his name in Eminem, or Eminem got his name as B Rabbit in 8 Miles. Well, I was hoping you'd say that. Well, my name's Frisky, and I like.
Yeah, no, it was totally nothing like that, but it's like one of those things that now I have to live with, because I'll say, oh, Frisky Fox, I like hopped on a Zoom call with some guy not related to my work, and it was my like work Zoom, so it popped up as Frisky Fox, and he said, Frisky Fox, is this some kind of a furry or something? Like, he didn't say that. It's not like he was thinking.
Yes,
There's
Frisky
nothing wrong with
Fox,
furries. I
the
don't got anything
Foxy
against
founder. Let's go, Eric.
Hashtag Risky Fox,
There
dude.
you go.
All right, here we go. Runway. So a long time ago, we hadn't talked, but I put a question in AMA, and you answered, that the runway would be solid as long as Jewel stayed over 5 cents. We're knocking on the door of that 5 cents. But before then, you hadn't had the runway kind of cleared by Clayton and the other partnerships that you've got going on. What's the runway look like today?
Yeah, actually, I was doing a lot of analyses just last week about that, and just sort of looking at different scenarios. Like, here's where we're at. We obviously, like, we have expenses for servers, we have headcount, hours, all that type of stuff. So part of what we do is, like, want to make sure that we're in a healthy spot, and if we have to make adjustments, then we will. And like, we have made adjustments in the past as well. We're always trying to make sure that we can make sure that the lights stay on. That's our top priority always. And we're in a very healthy spot for all of that. I was also just sort of adjusting, like, scenario A is what if we can like reduce server costs by this much, and like scenario B is like this or that, and sort of like trying to figure out what's the best strategy for us to do to react. And we're always adjusting as we go. Like, we'll see where we're at, where we like under the current trajectory where that's going, and then how long we have there, and then of course, as we optimize those things too, it also makes all of the money that we do have just stretch that much further, and all of the potential like incentives for building, like you guys have seen, like the grant for Clayton, for example, that can just basically be that much more impactful as we sort of like optimize those things. So I'm feeling in a very good spot with our current runway, and also very, very excited and like hopeful for some of the incentives and grants that we are pursuing right now as well. And as we get those, that will just be that much more impactful because of those steps that we've been taking there.
I feel good about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Bullish.
Yeah, we feel good about it. Bloater Man has made an appearance, and it's getting a lot more purple in this room. Welcome back, Ogre.
Yo,
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's 1,000 degrees in Washington, and these sweatshirts are looking like the t-shirts are the way to go.
Yeah.
But I'm drunk, so I'm sweaty. It's all good.
All right. I keep on clicking on the middle screen to look at it. Okay, here's a good
Time
one.
out,
Here's
real
my
quick,
favorite question.
Real quick. Frisky said he was going to give something away. Have you announced
We got that. Oh, so 5 years from now, if everything was going perfect in DefiKingdoms, what would that look like to you?
Well,
this is a hypothetical question, so you can't get in trouble, Fox.
Yeah, exactly.
Use your full imagination here.
Yeah, I think we would see a lot more elements of a traditional MMORPG, in-game chat, guilds, lands, interplay, probably like guild wars and things like that. And I'm really stoked about land and like how that's going to play into the game, as I've said like repeatedly, but it's like we got to do this and this and this and this before we get there. And so but yeah, that's going to be big. We're going to have all 4 realms out by then. Will be
All 4 realms, yeah.
will be sort of like a cross-chain unifying platform where you'll have like users of certain blockchains will be interacting with others across that, and I think that's really a really cool thing. Other projects will be using us to sort of like bootstrap and onboard, which is one of the strengths of blockchain, is that you can very easily have cross game and like cross app interplay there because it's all on the same chain. And with us being a cross chain thing, we can actually have access to a bunch of different projects on a bunch of different chains. So you're going to see a lot of them that will be actually like having them launch with us, and then having us basically have maybe incentives that are tied to like current holders of like assets inside of DFK or something like that, or have something in our game as a crossover event that will basically allow our players to instantly have access to their game and vice versa. It's just going to be one of those things that kind of builds upon itself as you get more and more things there. So there will be a lot of really healthy activities in the in-game economy as far as producing and supplying, and then consuming those things that are produced. You have to have things that are like used to progress, and being the top is going to be one of those drivers, but also just being able to grow your character and your army and like your little kingdom to be like the best that it can be. Those are all the things that are going to push that. So the whole thing with the game loop is very important, and we're hard at work on that right now. And I think that's going to be our next big thing, is basically making it be more of a traditional game that's fun, that has a really fun loop with the game, and onboarding regular gamers very easily with things like Holiday and like DFK accounts and shoot, what was I going to say? The on-ramp sort of stuff. That will just make it be so much lower of a barrier to get into it and start playing.
Love it.
Well, I can't tell you how excited that I am that I heard you talk about guilds first on this future hypothetical, because I think community and guilds is what makes the juice, right? Makes it go around. So I'm stoked about that, but everything else you're talking about too, cross chain, all that, and that's what brought me here. So I'm here for the long haul. I'm bullish.
Me too, dude.
Speaking of, we've got a short video to play for you. If this works, I don't know if this will even work, but I'm going to try. Many moons ago, not too many moons ago, the Mythic Squad
playing that video.
tried to do one of the Tilt Proof Tuesdays, and it was top
rigged.
5. What?
It was rigged.
That's
rigged.
what I say. So
Yeah.
Mythic Squad didn't even get in the top 5. And if you saw the montages that were out, we just got to know, how did we lose with this gem? So we're going to play this. I'm going to mute so that, I'm not too loud. But here we go. I'm muting.
Training us, really. Get the heart rate going.
I love the fact you brought the whole family into it.
Well, I mean, duh, we should have won that shit, Frisky. What the hell, man?
We were trying to win, so it was a real WTF moment when I looked at the winners videos. What the hell, Bolon?
I think the problem was you made it too good and it overflowed and it went negative.
That took the whole Saturday. I want you to know.
Let's go on Family Feud because we're gonna win that shit. Okay, here we go.
If I could, real quick.
Here's another question. In 5 years, everything's going great, both personally and professionally. What does that look like for Fox?
Oh man. I started this project mostly as a hobby. I had a really good job and I was happy with it. And then after it took off, I was like, crap, I got to make a choice. Do I want to basically double down and just do all DFK, or have it stay as a sort of a hobby and hand off like the torch to someone who can have like that time for it. I decided to, stop my real life job and just do this. And it's been a wild ride since then. I think for me, I want to be able to get to the point where, I'm sort of already there because I love DFK so much, but where I'm doing what I love, not because I have to, but basically because I want to. And my wife is always like, when are you gonna retire? When are you gonna retire? Which is funny because I originally told her, like, this is when I was 35, when I was a young kid. I was like, I want to retire in 5 years, right? And so I want to start a bunch of businesses, and I've always been a serial entrepreneur. I love creating businesses and seeing where it goes, and I have a few. And I was like, I just want to start more businesses and have like a bunch of different things going and be able to retire in 5 years. She's like, why would you want to retire? Like, what are you going to do? Just sit around all day like old people and watch TV? And I was like, no, I'll honestly probably still be coding and building and doing things. It's just that I don't have to. And that's the difference, right? And so she was just like blown away that I would even want to retire early. Now, like 2 years later, she's done a 180. She's asking me, like, why don't you retire already? Like what's the deal? And I was like, well, in my mind, I kind of like am in that spot where I'm building DFK because I love to, because it's fun and it's amazing and it's what I'm passionate about, and I get to do that. And so that's what's awesome about it. So in 5 years, I'll probably still be doing that. That's what I enjoy. I'm a pretty like down to earth guy. I have family and a dog, and I enjoy jeeping, and I don't know, like I would still just be doing that same stuff. I think
we all just want to retire and play video games, right? So
yeah, we're honored to have you. I'll tell you that.
So speaking of which, Grady had an interesting comment. He asked, probably in half joke, about a TV show. But there seems to be a hole in the lore section right now. Would the team be open to somebody making a comic book? Like NFT comic book type thing, like based on characters, and just kind of create their own little lore?
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of this space is you don't need to ask those questions. You don't need to ask would the team be open. You just do it. And that's what I love about blockchain. Like, but would we be stoked about it? Yeah. Like I would really enjoy that. I think it's really cool to see all the things that have been built. I was saying earlier, I think in the AMA, how there's probably millions of hours. I don't know, maybe not millions of hours, but there's so much hours that have been spent just creating things related to DFK, videos, projects, art, whatever it is. And that's what is really blowing me away all the time is just how many people have built things around it, whether it's something that like with code or something that they've created. And it's really about those creators. That's what it's all about. So definitely go for it. I'd be interested in seeing that.
And I'm not saying I'm doing that. I'm just throwing that idea out there because that's a lot more feasible than a TV show on the short term. Like one of y'all watching right now probably has some art skills and a little creativity. You could probably do that. Mint him his NFTs once a week with a new episode or something like that. Get it.
Go
All right, consider it done. We're going to do that.
Maybe, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Next, DFK Con. If the Mythic Squad were theoretically able to convince Wisdom Games to have DFK Con there, would you show up?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Hard yes. This question came from the community. So these games were mentioned by Hubert here in the middle. Oops. As inspiration for the game. We've got Final Fantasy IV there, Heroes of the Storm, Darkest Dungeon, League of Legends. When you were creating the game or thinking of what it was going to be like, what were the games that inspired you too?
Let's see. I've always been a fan of sort of old school graphic type things. So I knew I wanted that look. I like. Let's see. I guess I'll just step back and say which games have I played a ton. Terraria, I've played that way more than I should have, and it sort of has a old like pixel art sort of style, I think. So that's cool, and I mean it's just not quite as like pixelated as some of the other things, but and it's a side scroller. Everybody plays Minecraft. My son plays Minecraft. Everyone loves Minecraft, and I bought the original beta when it came out, and I was just like, yeah, but it's 3D though, And so I never really got into it as much, but I played Terraria for like 500 hours, and it's the same thing, but it's 2D, right? So I think I've always been sort of an old school approach to that, and so that was definitely something. I love MMORPGs. I won't let my kids play MMORPGs because I know how addictive they are, because that was me. And so, but I mean, like when they're adults, they'll, fine. But I love the whole ideology of like you can connect with people. Like I made friendships with complete strangers, that were just really deep, and like you're out there fighting against enemies with this team, and like joining a clan or a guild, and forming those connections. That's a huge inspiration for me for what online games can and should be, is really about connecting people. So that was a big part of it. And then having it be on the blockchain is just adding a whole other layer of like having it be like trustless. You own your assets, and having like the real world economy having a part in that. So Final Fantasy 11, it had auction house, it had MMORPGs, and it had like link shell clans, guilds, sort of things, and it had crafting and job classes. Diablo is probably another one. Having your hero and sort of like leveling up and like learning new skills and trying to influence how you want to build your character. That's, I think, a part of it. Another one that might be surprising, I don't know if I've talked about it before, was Lord of Ultima, which is an old browser game that's like you build castles and you have lands and you want to take over other lands and fight against other players, and like your clan against their clan. That was kind of what spearheaded the idea for lands for me. And I think there's actually a newer one that was built, Crown of the Gods, because Lord of Ultima went under or something, I don't know, and then Crown of the Gods sort of like cloned it in a way and launched. And I actually played that a bit too. It's actually a pretty fun game if anyone wants to go check it out. I think it's still live. But that was definitely inspiration for lands and for that sort of stuff. Then I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about CryptoKitties, which was sort of like the OG like NFTs that can be bred and have like their genes sort of like pass along and like mutate. That was a huge inspiration for how we did our heroes. And it also was one of the first blockchain games out there too. And so just on that whole other level of like what you can do on the blockchain, that was a huge inspiration there as well. Have I missed any? No, I think that's basically it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for that. That wraps up our questions. Beave, did you have any additional from the community that we didn't get to?
They just wanted to know about man's underwear. That was it. And apparently it does not apply. So,
hey, Commando. Mosh, you had a question. Go ahead. After you unmute.
All right, now we're good. Basically, it was just about the pets and future seasons of pets and odd pools and their rarities, and how much are you going to listen to the community's feedback on pets? Because there's some super chads that hang out in the hatchery and push the second set of NFTs that you guys created pretty hard into the community and are pretty passionate about it. So just is everything set in stone on odd pools remaining forever? Is there still some play maybe in there to listen to some feedback and maybe tweak it a little bit going forward, or for additional seasons, or maybe even having limited time drops on pets during events or whatever it may be?
While I love pets, I also think that there should be like seasonal events for like backgrounds or something on heroes too. I think that would be cool. It would increase value and
Yeah, Beave.
uniqueness.
Beave is like, I love your question, Mosh. Anyways, here's a different
I'm
one.
gonna hijack it.
Here's a different one.
Listen, I like the pets. I love
Obvious
the I love
bit,
both.
you know?
I think we do both. What do you say?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I know that I'm not actually the one who makes a lot of the decisions with pets in particular. That's mostly Hubert and Second Best Dad. And I know they've got really cool ideas and plans for that. But
tell them to stop ducking the Mythic squad and jump on stream with us.
We haven't asked Hubert yet. That's coming next week, to be announced soon. But SBD has given us the hard no.
He just doesn't trust the Beave. That's it.
Well, I love SBD. Like he falls
the Beave
right
out.
behind Cinnabon for me. Okay, so
Yeah.
so I love the guy. I just
Second best artist, more like it.
second best doodler. I fucking love the guy. I really
yeah,
do.
he really loves it when the community is like, hey, this art should be this way.
I know.
Now
he
we
does.
do love Second Best Dad. You don't have to
Yeah,
come on.
absolutely.
We love you. Give us a beaver and we're good.
You know what? I'll just send him a bunch of AI art. I know he loves that shit. So
I
All right,
actually do
moving
that in
on.
Slack,
Summoning
and
party, August 25th, 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern. Be there, be quadrilateral. Before that, we've got the Mythic Squad's pack party. Hope to see you all there. We have an awesome giveaway. Mosh, tell us about this 1 month giveaway.
It's not a 1 month giveaway. It was like 20 days, and it's because I wanted people to have a chance. I will be reposting probably either later tonight or tomorrow night. We are going to be doing a drawing on Sunday to find the winner of this dope ass pet. There's not too many of these. This is a triple mythic with an odd pool background. I think there's probably less than 30 maybe or so. I haven't looked recently, but there's not a lot of them. So this is a very rare pet. And it's got the guy's chosen bonus. So get them
Yeah,
tiers.
love it. That's amazing. Who doesn't want more tiers? Amen.
I want that. Actually, that's a
Yeah,
nice-
exactly. I want that. Mosh, if I don't win that, I'm going to riot.
Fox,
Here we
it's
go.
my pen tweet. Go enter, buddy.
Are we eligible?
No, I don't know if I'm
All of you are.
it would not go over well if I won. I'll just say that.
Well, you can pass it forward, but you can still say you won it, you know?
I better stay away from it. But that is a sexy pet. I love it.
It is. It is.
well, Frisky, it wouldn't be a Mythic Squad stream without a couple crazy crystal hacks here, or crystal cracks here, going for some crazy PvP and PvE characters. I know Starbuck's got one. You got time for us to open these real quick?
Maybe.
They're
Hold
ready.
on real quick. Before we go into that, we've had some dope summons this week. Beaves, you're going last because you get the cake this week. Or the crown, I should say. Here's mine. This week, I got my final double explosion, double toxic hero. I own all of them in the game. Don't look for them. I got them. Double explosion, double toxic. Do you think that's going to be awesome, Fox?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
You're going to be
Amen.
the reason they
Hallelujah.
nerf it. You're going to be the reason they nerf it.
Let me just
Well,
Don't
that's
ape into broken mechanics.
Yeah, ape in. I'm aped. All right, next we got Mosh. Tell us about these ones. These are amazing.
So there's only 3 Spellbow Dread Knights in the game. Lady New beat me to making the first one. She got a rare Spellbow Dread Knight with basic traits, no summons. And then I came in with this uncommon foraging with an advanced stat Spellbow with Griffin Wings. And this latest one here, I'm pretty proud of because in 3 consecutive summons, I made a Spellbow, I made a Dread Knight subclass, and then I mashed them together, closed my eyes, crossed my fingers, and did a little dance, and boom, triple advanced Spellbow Dread Knight. And like I said, there's only 3 of them in the entire game.
I have the same RNG as Mosh, right, Frisky?
I mean, it's in your genes, I guess.
That's a hard no.
He can manifest harder than you can, bro.
Lady New is a dude, not Lady Dude.
Well, Lady New.
We just got canceled with that Freudian slip. There you go. And then Beave. Come on. Beave had a week.
Yeah, he did.
First, I mean, this is like a minute. So Beave first, he gets this one.
He did it all with me sitting next to him. Yeah.
Well, what's gonna really piss you off is both those pets were just 3 pet eggs I had. I only hatched the ones I get in the wild, and it went Leviathan, 1-star common frog, which was cool too. I like that guy. I'm gonna keep him, and then that snowman. So it was kind of wild.
And his reaction, not what I expected. He was like, "Oh shit, I hit a snowman."
I was like,
no emotion, no nothing, not jumping up and down like when I hit the sky cow, and I was like, fucking the neighbors were calling the cops and shit, you know, like
the cops are called there every
like, yep,
day.
got it. Yeah.
I checked in every once in a while.
Those are amazing
Not
tools.
a lie. And then, of course, we end everything. That's the deck. So bullish. I don't know if you have time to see our 3 summons.
I'll
Fox
crack it real
has a
quick.
giveaway today. And I think this is it. Is this the right one, Fox?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So if you guys want to win this hero, comment Fox in the chat, and then we'll throw you on the wheel. You have until we're done opening these crystals that are ready to go. So hopefully those ones are quick.
I have 10 eggs already hatched. All I got to do is go ding, 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 ding.
All right, Fox, we're gonna open some crystals, and if you have
I'm
to go,
sharing my screen. It's up to you.
Yeah, no worries. I'll stick around. I want to see this.
All right, portal. We're gonna start in the pit for me, and we're finalizing this one. Of course, we gotta get that music on.
Get purple.
Fingers crossed.
Everybody think purple.
Season that bitch up. Get the adobo. Too honest. Cayenne pepper.
Sprinkle with the adobo.
Yeah, there you go.
Some red pepper flake.
Here we go. So we're going for a sage, and hopefully it's a transcendent sage. I saved the best for first because why not? And I
I'm
almost
going
wanna
for
just-
a triple elite dread knight too, so we got some good ones.
Here
Yeah.
we go. Purple.
Yo.
Mythic vibes, brother. Let's get it.
Oh, summoner.
Show
Uncommon,
me that.
I'll take it.
Show me that
29.
transcendent.
Show me that transcendent.
Oh,
Ooh,
last
time, but I have
stand.
good darts.
Holy cow, look at that. Stun, hardened shield. We got a lot of recessive, so that'll find the pit later today.
Hell yeah.
Portal.
You're welcome. We burn NFTs over here at the Mythic Squad. You're welcome. Everybody else.
Speaking of, I think we got to bring Hubert on and then talk about what it would look like if we changed the summoning cooldown times. And then, if everybody agrees, we vote again.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I get both sides there. I absolutely.
So do I. So do I. I
think
get both sides.
He's really open to all kinds of changes. He just wants to make sure it's what the community wants, because otherwise we like have these ideas and then he doesn't want to get invested in something and then have it be shut down. So he wants to like let them figure out what they want and then I'll do it.
All right, we'll get to asking those questions.
Actually, just anecdotally, summoning is something that I created basically on my own without him because it was before he was. Well, actually, no, he was just barely getting into the team at that time. But it was mostly my brainchild, and pretty much everything since summoning has been his brainchild, and
Wow.
and you can really see like his approach is usually like dynamic, and it's usually sort of like auto balancing and has really interesting like mechanics in there that like you can just tell it's his touch. So I think if he had designed it from the start, it might be very different from how it is now.
Well, I like the collab. Teamwork makes the dream work. I love it.
What? That's because they got
and
the
neither
dream
of those
team.
last two were spellbows. So
All right, I'm going to share mine.
I already shared mine. Just let me go real quick.
You don't want the dread temp to be last?
No, I have a vibe that it's second to last. Before the older brother might work for me tonight. I think.
You don't want my mythic vibes to rub off on you.
Well, I want my mythic.
hey, if
vibes.
you're gonna rub off your brother, you got to save that for after stream. Let's go, Beave.
All right, let's do this.
Oh yeah, Mythic Squad is adult content. This is not financial advice. Do your own research.
You guys see me? You guys see me?
Yeah.
All right,
You.
let's do this.
Triple
Mythic
elite dread, baby. Let's
big sword
fucking
energy.
go.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Mythic vibes.
You gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Come on,
Big
bro.
purple sword.
Pass me up, dog. Hit this.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, it sounded really wrong.
Okay.
Big sword energy. Let's roll.
Right.
Mythic vibes.
This is for a triple elite dread too. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Show me that sword, baby.
Zoom in on that bad boy.
Crazy going on. Good things are about to happen.
Big sword energy. Yeah!
Purple. Click that purple.
That's for Frisky, baby. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, we're on stream. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right. Oh, it's common. That's all right. That's all right.
All right.
That's all right. That's all right.
Zerker
That's
up.
Berserker, zoom in.
baby.
Okay, let me zoom in. Yeah.
Double blacksmithing.
Yo, hit the dread though. I like the green with the blue horns.
Yeah, that's a great look on it. I like it.
That's pretty dope. Got the gardening. Got blue blacksmithing though. Dope. That's
There
cool.
you go. They're dope at blacksmithing.
Okay, let's look at the recessives first. Got the Dark Knight. No action here.
Oh,
Oh my
I
god.
got one elite in leadership. I'll take that shit.
yeah,
Fuck
okay.
you.
No, baby.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
go. Let's
All right,
go.
All right,
Nice,
throw it in the
nice.
pit.
Let me
Oh,
smash
and this
that
is.
real
I
quick.
wish it had some color. This has a regular gross or regular might stone on it too. So 33 secondary, 90 primary.
All right,
Blue
Mosh, you ready
vit.
to go?
Blue vit.
I'm
That's
ready to go. It just opened up. So,
Yeah, Mosh got this earlier, and he's gonna show it now.
well, I didn't want it to take forever.
All right, here we go. Here's mine first, before yours, Mosh. Before you show me up with whatever you got, I just got a giant caterpillar,
Nice.
and Mosh's turn.
Ooh.
Ooh, Mythic Foraging Spectral Direwolf, keeping it legendary.
Guild scavenger.
Guild
Nice
scavenger,
bonus.
baby.
There we go.
Rip.
I'll take that. I'll trade you.
Moss
You want a
kid.
caterpillar?
That's a valuable NFT. Nice
Okay.
work on that one.
Oh, never mind. Mine's Astute Gardener.
Ooh, getting rugged.
Mythic vibes.
Come on, baby.
Mythic vibes.
Good thing.
Fishing scavenger. That's a nice bonus.
Too.
Oh, direwolf.
Oh,
All right, there we go. But we hit that dread.
Well,
Starting with the best.
Yeah.
all right. Did everybody comment Fox that wanted his giveaway?
Did everybody comment?
And let's see. So this is
People,
there's a shit ton of people who want your hero, Fox. Damn it. I didn't really think this one through.
You should have did the pick a number between 1 and 100. The first
I
one.
know. It's 21. We're done.
Yeah.
All right. I apologize. Please talk amongst yourselves while I type in 1,000 names.
Yo, Fox, we really appreciate you coming on here,
Yeah.
man. Mythic Squad lives and dies in DFK, man, and we're here for the long haul, man. So you're welcome anytime. I squeezed him for Alpha 2 before we went live, guys. He didn't give much. He's loyal to Hubert.
I'll get Hubert's and Second Best Dad's address.
I
Later.
also-
want to send them a gift basket of sorts.
He's never gonna come on if you can't say Hubert.
Yeah, Hubert. What are you, Dr. Seuss? Listen. Also, check this out. The only other person I've ever heard say beta was Frisky. So Mosh, there's your soulmate on the beta.
I know what the box is, you know.
love it. So I have a question. Next, where can we go support the team next? Do you guys have? I know you guys are scaling back on the conventions right now, but I know you probably are looking at a few. Any any you're eyeballing that we might be able to prepare for or plan for, so we can join you there? And
Let's see. Most of the ones that we're planning on doing are because of sort of like the partnerships that we have that we want to make sure that we're there to support, and also to be supported by them, because that's like where it's at in this space. You want to have good like synergy. I don't think we've announced some of them that we're going yet, so I'll just let Bulon make those announcements when he does. He's the events mastermind, and he has a plan. But
could I request that we get advance warning so that we can try to support you guys and be there? Hopefully.
Yes, that is a good idea. Because really, like that's what really brings it to the next level. Just like you were saying earlier, with like all the people at those events that are there advocating for it and like handing out flyers and bringing people into the booth. That's what makes it fun. And also just like meeting you guys, face to face. That's a awesome opportunity for us as like the team to have to actually press the flesh with all of the awesome people out there.
Yeah, I'm not actually a beaver. So.
3XP was lit, man. You guys came out and hung out with the community, and it wasn't just for like one little event. It was the whole time we were there, and we loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I really wish I could be at all of them, but that's why we have so many people. We send all different places, but it's always fun every time I get to go. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So one last question, Fox. As a community, what could we do better to support you? I mean, in general, if anything.
I could not wish for a better community. I don't know. Like, I just feel so humbled, I guess, that there's so many awesome people out there that, just like you guys, that are here creating things and having a good time, and in like our chats over in Discord and like answering questions for people, and it's just amazing. Ever since the very start, that's what blew me away about this project that set it apart from every other crypto project that I'd ever seen, was just how good the community was. It's not just all like about the ups and downs, but it's like we're here because we love the project, we love the game, we love the vision, and that's what's different about it. So I can't think of a single thing you guys could do better, honestly.
Good fucking answer, Fox. Good answer.
I love
answer,
it, man. We
and
appreciate you guys too.
just enough time for us to get this. And Top Good Boy, you're getting on there. You've been here this whole time.
Can I win Friskiest
What
or am I out?
Let's choose my girlfriend wears on there too.
I'm sorry, but you didn't get it before we spun.
That's all right. That's all right. I accept that. Holy fucking
Yes!
Sellers! My God!
Well deserved, well deserved.
I think you know how to reach him.
I'm sure he's already sending me his address.
Yes. Congratulations, Ellis. Thank you, DFK Helper. Big thank you to DefiKingdoms. Thank you to Frisky Fox, Ogre, the Beave, Mosh, your boy Starbuck. We're in the house. Fox, close us out. Any closing words for your community?
I mean, I kind of said it earlier. You guys are the best, and I'm very humbled to be here creating things and sort of, our team serves you guys. That's why we're here, and we're happy to be creating and building, and it's really that synergy there. So keep on with the ideas. It's not annoying. Some people might think, oh, like, sorry that we have all these. No, like, bring your ideas. We love to hear them. We won't implement 99% of them probably, but it's those things that
except for those seasonal events we talked about,
except for
right?
that one, right?
Yeah,
But-
see,
and
Frisky's
artwork.
got final say on that shit, guys. You heard it
But
here.
it's those seeds that are planted that those things do show up, and we've had so many features that are there because it was ideated from all of you guys. So bring those, continue to build. I love to see everything that's being built. And all of the like YouTube, I really wish I had more time to just watch them all because they're so amazing. But they have me locked in the basement over here coding usually. So just keep on being awesome, and thank you for your support and your trust. And
Polish. Can I ask
yes,
for one more
Polish.
thing?
Bullish.
Yeah, ask
Can I
for
get
one.
a flex with a shout out of Mythic Squad? Can I get one of those real quick?
Mythic Squad.
Let's go.
Already
Baby.
know.
So we're
That-
clipping
All right,
it.
y'all. That's the Mythic Squad.
It's already
Thank y'all.
a meme.
The Mythic Squad, the People's Guild. A passion for making monsters can't be killed. We breed the best pets, learn a lot, no regrets. Join us in creating excellence. Purple on our back, Mythic Squad on the chest.